Hey, it's Dr. Jocelyn, and before we dive in, quick question. Have you ever caught yourself wondering, wait, is this younger woman actually flirting with me? Maybe she laughs a little longer at your jokes. Maybe she asks questions that feel just a bit too personal. Or maybe, and this one's sneaky, she starts casually bringing up her thing for older men. Now, here's the problem. Most men over 40 instantly second guess it. You think, no way, I'm too old for her, or worse, I don't want to come off creepy. But what if I told you that younger women do flirt with older men and often in very specific biologically rooted ways that most guys completely miss? Today, we're going to break it all down. The science, the psychology, and the subtle signs she's giving you permission to move forward. And trust me, once you understand how it really works, you'll stop doubting yourself and start reading these moments with calm, grounded confidence. Before we start, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and comment below where you're watching from. I always love seeing the amazing community of men around the world who are learning to rebuild confidence and connection later in life. All right, let's get into the truth. Here's the biggest myth out there. Younger women never hit on older men, they only go for guys their age. That's just not true. In fact, research from evolutionary psychology and personality and social behavior journals consistently shows that women across cultures have always shown attraction to mature men. But the attraction isn't just about status or wealth, it's about emotional safety and biological balance. See, biologically, women are wired to be drawn to traits that signal stability and security. That's not about age, it's about energy. And emotionally, younger women often find older men more relaxed, more present, and more self-assured. That calm energy regulates her nervous system. It feels grounding. So if you're over 40 and you've ever thought, younger women don't notice me, it's not that they don't. It's that they notice you differently. They're responding not to your looks, but to your energy, and they'll show it in subtle, strategic ways. Let's unpack that. As a doctor who's spent the last 5 years helping men rebuild confidence, hormone balance, and social vitality, I can tell you this with full certainty. Attraction is not a game of pickup lines, it's a game of biology and body language. When you understand the science behind attraction, you stop chasing and start connecting. Because when a woman's interest activates, her limbic system, the emotional part of the brain, sends out very specific signals. They're not always verbal. They show up in her tone, her gaze, her openness, and even in how she talks about other men. That's why so many older men miss these cues. You're too worried about not coming off creepy while she's trying to show you green lights. So let's go through the 5 core ways younger women hit on older men and what's actually happening in her psychology and body each time. 5. She accidentally mentions her ex was older. Let's start with one of the most subtle but loudest signals. She'll casually say something like, "Yeah, my ex was a lot older. I've always liked men who know what they want." Now, why would she share that? Biologically, she's trying to lower your social barrier. She knows older men often hesitate to flirt because they fear judgment. So when she tells you she's dated older men before, she's actually saying, "It's safe. You won't be rejected for your age." Emotionally, this is her way of inviting you and showing comfort and familiarity with your energy. It's not a random story, it's reassurance. And practically, that's your cue to lean into the conversation. You don't need to jump into flirting mode, just acknowledge it calmly. "Ah, so you appreciate experience, huh?" That kind of response signals maturity and confidence, 2 things her brain already associates with attraction. 4. She mirrors your calm, not your chaos. Here's one that's often missed. When a younger woman feels attracted to an older man, she'll start matching his rhythm. If you're calm, she'll slow down her tone. If you pause before speaking, she'll do the same. If you lean back, she'll unconsciously mirror that posture. That's not coincidence, that's neural mirroring. Her brain's mirror neurons fire when she feels emotionally aligned with you. This biological synchronization is the foundation of chemistry. It's why you can sometimes feel connection before a word is spoken. Day to day, if you notice a younger woman reflecting your mood and speech patterns, she's not just being polite, she's in tune with you. 3. She brings up older men in jokes or stories. Watch for this one, it's often disguised as humor. She'll say things like, "I don't know why, but I just feel safer around older guys. You remind me of this professor I had in a good way." That's not random conversation. That's her brain testing for emotional safety. She's signaling that she's open to you without putting herself in a vulnerable position. It's playful but purposeful. From a psychological standpoint, humor is one of the safest ways to express attraction. It creates plausible deniability, so if you don't respond, she doesn't risk embarrassment. Here's the key. If you respond with relaxed curiosity, maybe a smile, a soft, "Oh, really?" she'll escalate the playfulness naturally. It's not manipulation. It's emotional pacing. 2. She talks about her growth, not her drama. You'll notice something about younger women who are genuinely drawn to older men. They talk about self-improvement, purpose, future goals. That's because biologically, she's aligning herself with your value system. She wants to show that she's emotionally compatible, not just physically. When she starts saying things like, "I've been trying to get better at managing stress," or "I really admire people who have direction," she's not just oversharing. She's showing emotional maturity to meet your energy. And here's what's happening in her body. Talking about growth activates her dopamine pathways, the brain's reward system. When she shares that energy with you, her brain pairs your presence with positive emotion. That's bonding at a neurochemical level. 1. She opens the door literally and emotionally. This is the clearest signal of all. When a younger woman flirts with an older man, she'll make small openings for connection. Maybe she stands closer when talking. Maybe she asks questions that go beyond surface level. Or she finds subtle excuses to stay in your presence, helping, chatting, lingering. That's not random. That's her body language saying, "I feel safe here." Physiologically, her cortisol levels, stress hormone, drop when she feels calm around you. Her pupils dilate slightly, her voice softens, her breathing synchronizes with yours. You might not notice all that consciously, but your bodies are communicating safety and chemistry long before the mind catches up. So when she opens the door, your job isn't to rush in, it's to meet her energy with steady warmth. Let her see that you can hold that emotional space. Because when you do, she'll feel something she rarely gets with younger men: trust. All right, now that you know the signs, how do you respond without overthinking or freezing up? Here's your step-by-step plan. Stop labeling yourself too old. Every time you think that, your brain releases stress hormones that lower your confidence and alter your body language. Instead, reframe it. "I'm experienced, not expired." That mental shift alone changes your tone, posture, and energy. Stay calm under pressure. When you feel nervous, take a deep breath and slow your speech by 10%. That activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural calm state, which women feel instantly. Listen more than you speak. Most younger men compete for attention. You win it by creating space. Ask her genuine questions. Let silence breathe. That silence communicates confidence more than words ever could. Reflect her openness. If she shares something personal, match it not with grand stories, but with authenticity. Say, "I can relate to that," or "I remember feeling that way once." Shared vulnerability builds attraction the healthy way. Be playfully honest. If she hints that she likes older men, you can smile and say, "Well, that works out for me then." Confidence with humor, not arrogance, turns tension into connection. Now, let's talk about something most men never admit. You might fear that age makes you invisible, that younger women see you as outdated, but that's not true, not if you've taken care of your energy. Because what truly attracts women isn't your hairline, your bank account, or your biceps. It's your emotional composure, your presence, your authentic self. You've lived through enough to know who you are, and that's magnetic. Every scar, every lesson, every story, it all adds to your emotional gravity. That's something no 5-year-old can imitate. So stop shrinking yourself. Stop filtering your personality because of stereotypes. You're not a creepy older guy. You're a seasoned man learning to communicate with clarity and care. That's not something to hide, that's something to own. So, the next time a younger woman laughs a little longer at your jokes or tells you about her thing for older men, don't overthink it. Don't retreat. Recognize it for what it is, a genuine signal of attraction. Meet her where she is, with confidence, humor, and respect. You don't need to prove anything. Just be present. Because attraction isn't about chasing youth, it's about embodying wisdom with vitality. And here's what I want you to remember above all. Age doesn't limit your value. It refines it. You are entering the best era of your masculine life, where health, confidence, and connection meet maturity. So take care of your body, steady your mind, and lead with calm certainty. That's what truly draws women in, not your age, but your energy. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, and I've spent the last 5 years helping men rediscover health, purpose, and confidence. No gimmicks, just real human connection. If this video helped you see things differently, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below where you're watching from. Your journey doesn't end here, it's just beginning. Because you don't need to chase attraction when you embody who you truly are, it comes to you naturally. Stay grounded, stay genuine. And I'll see you in the next video.